Corey Vincent here with Aaron Carter, Alexander Baggs, and we're here with Video Game Bang and NerdReactor.com with a very specific purpose, and that is to announce our very first sponsor in Corsair Gaming. We're so happy to be working with Corsair, and so the purpose of this video is we are going to be building a PC. We're going to unbox the Corsair equipment, build our studio PC, and to help us with that is our specialist. If you listen to the show, you know him. This is the first time you've seen his face.
Oh, that's true.
Alexander Baggs. The man with the beard.
The man with the beard.
And Aaron is here as our token black guy. Alex, how many PCs have you built in your career?
At least 3.
All right, so we have a seasoned professional. Aaron Carter, how many PCs have you built in your life?
None.
I've built a total of 1, so this is going to be very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and start with the power supply. Now, it's not the most flashy piece of equipment in a computer, but it is very, very important.
It's the most necessary, I'd argue.
You do need electricity in building your computer. So what we have here is the AX860i, which is 800 watts?
860 watts.
860 watts of power. It's platinum rated.
I don't know what that means.
Whatever that means.
Basically, it's just a certification, right? To set it to a higher standard where it actually...
Of energy efficiency?
Of energy efficiency or energy without any wavering.
Aaron, thoughts?
Signal integrity.
Better than bronze.
Alex, what is the standard voltage used on a computer build?
It depends on what you're putting in it, but generally speaking, you're going to be using a lot on your video card and for higher powered processors as well.
There you go. So this thing is going to provide all the Reggie watts we need. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this bad boy. We're not going to go through every detail of what's in the box. We're just going to hit the highlights here. So here we go. What do we got? Aaron? Besides I kill you with the box. Oh, this is all we need, right?
Yeah, that's it. Just plug this in and you're good to go.
One IEC cord.
This is your ramen package that you get free with every power supply.
Wow. You don't see this a lot. Zip ties.
That's actually legit.
Quality.
Yeah.
That's actually quality.
That's what
I'm talking about.
See?
And screws.
Oh my gosh!
For the case and everything.
Legit? What the hell?
Crown Royal sack in there?
It is a Crown Royale sack. Oh my gosh. This is the coolest thing ever.
Wow.
That is good stuff.
Like, I'm actually excited about a power supply when I see that. And then...
It really classes up the joint.
It really does.
And that is not just a giant plastic bag like it could be. It's an actual, like, Velcro sealed bag to keep all of your cords where they need to be. Since this one's modular, you can actually plug in only what you need to power what you need. So if you only have a couple of disk drives, you can power those. If you need all of the plugs plugged in, you can. But it cuts down on basically wire clutter.
Usually, power supplies I've had in the past have like a giant bundle of wires.
And that's it.
And you just plug them in, and the ones you don't need, you don't want to cut them because you might need them later. This one, you use only the cables you need for like max efficiency. So far, great stuff. Super powerful, platinum power supply, awesome burlap sack, other little case of just the cables you're going to need, power, ramen noodles, zip ties. Next thing we're going to talk about is the RAM we have received. So we received 2 8GB sticks of DDR3 RAM, their Dominator class. Now, what's the difference between the Dominator class and the Vengeance class? Is there a difference?
It's basically different like cast latencies and quality of the RAM. So you can get higher speeds on certain types as well if you plan to, say, overclock your RAM or put it into a higher performing system. Also, the fact that it came in a set of 2 allows you to use dual data rate RAM to actually get slightly more performance out of a pack of 2 rather than a single stick of a higher amount of RAM.
So, with all you just said, can I play faster video games with this?
If I said yes, would you believe me?
Yes.
Good, then yes.
You hear it, Aaron?
Faster video games.
Faster video games. So, without further ado, the RAM. So,
A little styrofoam package.
it is a little styrofoam packing to keep it safe.
2 sticks.
2 sticks.
One for your friends.
Share it with a friend. Now I have no sticks.
You can tell on top it has the actually heat spreaders and heat sinks on it, which allow it to run faster and hotter than other RAM.
Very crucial part of the system. I am looking forward to giving this Dominator RAM a test. All right, the next piece of equipment that Corsair has provided for us for this awesome PC build is going to be a Hydro Series liquid cooling system, the H75. I have personally never dealt with these in a build, so this is going to be the wild card, so to speak. I know that the processor we got is overclockable. Is this going to help us?
That will help you. Water cooling is definitely better than air cooling, and that'll allow you to get higher clock speeds as you overclock your processor, actually. And so this will remove basically any thermal constraints that you would have by going faster. Heat is the enemy of the overclocker, basically. And this will mitigate a lot of it, more so than, say, a stock heatsink that you would put on it.
So I remember back in the day when I was building my first computer and they were talking about liquid cooling, I had no idea how it worked. I was thinking that people were pouring water into their computer every day to like refill it, but apparently it's all enclosed, right?
It's all enclosed. So they have a lot of closed loop water coolers, which means the water stays in a closed loop and cycles through where heat carries the heat to the fan dissipates the heat, and then it cycles back through.
Science, bitches. Let's open this thing. We got a lot of pieces here. This is why we got the bags.
Sweet. Comes with an arc reactor.
That's how you can power the thing.
Oh my gosh.
But you can see that the tubes are already sealed on both ends here. So that's your closed loop. It's set up. It's ready.
And so this is like a radiator.
Basically.
This is a radiator.
Where's the water? It's inside there?
Is it really in there?
I believe so.
I hope so.
I haven't used one of these before either.
No, that's builds a lot of confidence.
We're all learning.
It is kind of cool.
Extra fans?
Yeah.
For the tower?
Fit
Okay.
on the thing.
Okay. On both sides.
Because you can set up a push-pull configuration
Mm-hmm.
where one fan is pushing the air through the radiator, the other one is pulling the air through. So that way you get even better airflow.
You feel the quality of that thing though? Like it seriously does feel like the radiator in the car.
Yeah, no, that's what they have to build, and that is actually really nice. It has a decent amount of heft too, which means it's not going to get all rattly if it's too plasticky and cheap. This is pretty freaking solid.
And now it's not.
All right, and finally, last but definitely not least, this is what you use to floss your brand new computer. Aaron, did I use the term correctly?
No.
Alex, did I use the term correctly?
No, you confused me immediately once you said it.
Yeah.
I do not know what it's truly going to look like in here until we open it up.
I mean, the picture on the front won't tell you anything.
So the one that Corsair has provided us is the Carbide Series 500R, and it looks like it's in metallic gray with black. All right, everybody, this is what we get in the box. It's very simple. We get what is this?
Quick start guide.
A quick start guide.
Looks like it's 3 sheets of paper.
It
maximum.
does. Not very.
So that's all you need.
Yep, that is really all you need. And then the unit itself. It's got a giant fatty fan on this side. That is
pre-installed right there.
pre-installed
With
fans.
it looks like more screw mounts for if you need to mount any more fans that are different as well.
This thing looks like it's going to breathe just fine. The top is open, front and back and side to side.
So it's just thumb screws to detach in the back and everything. Oh, they're anchored in the actual lid as well. Like you can't pull the screws out. That is a godsend.
So no more losing those screws?
No more. I have already lost one of mine at home from mine.
You can see the front there. What kind of ports do we have on the front here, guys?
We got 2 USB 3.0. Looks like a FireWire, mic, headset. Got your power button. Ooh. You got...
Oh, that's solid.
Is that a brightness?
I think it's
And
a
then a
brightness.
fan speed?
Yeah.
Oh, you can control the fan speed?
Here's another power.
The buttons feel like really
It's
sturdy.
really nice.
It's not plastic.
And
That's
it's not the flimsy latch when you latch it in and latch it out.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid. I like that.
Wow.
And then you got front bays if you ever want to use them too.
One thing I can speak for in all the Corsair stuff we've opened thus far is that not only are the products very solid, they package them really well. Like, it feels like a luxury item. It's
Packaged to get there in safety and in luxury as well.
Yeah. Like, when you buy a lot of the stuff that I typically buy before this, it's always just like, here you go.
Yeah, cardboard box and you're golden.
Styrofoam. And some of the screws are missing.
Right.
But this thing is legitimate.
The thing that's actually going to make this thing work is all this stuff here. Got a little bit of this crucial stuff here. That's crucial to the whole build, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's why
it's
it
in the
says
name.
Yeah,
Right.
it's in the name. And then you got this gigabyte thing here that's going to do something, right? It's a motherboard. It's for your mothers. And then
And your fathers.
down here we got, from my point of view, a blue box. Because I can't see what the hell that is.
All right, Bags, why don't you tell the people what these really are?
You know, the heart and soul of the actual computer. You got the motherboard, which is going to house all the RAM, and the processor, which are going on that motherboard. This here is the very, very nice processor that we were able to snag. And
What
then,
makes it so nice?
basically, it is a Core i7, which means it is the top of the line processor. It's also one of the K series, which means it is unlocked for overclocking, which means we can really take advantage of that liquid cooling system.
One of the things I'm very excited about with this motherboard is the fact that it is spec'd for audio-digital conversion. Now, we run the podcast, so that's very critical to what we do. So it does have a quad-core audio processor with special noise-reducing caps built into the motherboard. There's also USB ports, 2 of them, that are specifically made for analog-digital audio conversion. So that's going to take all of the noise off those USB lines and crunch them down into something more manageable. How'd I do?
You did good, kid. You did good. Also, the motherboard has a lot of expansion slots, PCIe slots, that you can use in case you need any peripherals down the road as well to make the podcast even better.
All I heard was more slots.
So many of you out there may have noticed we do not have a graphics card. That is not by design. It is because we are broke. Eventually, sometime down the road, we will add a graphics card. Alex really stressed the value of the graphics card and not just running out and getting one. So we're going to actually wait, save up, and get one that will last us a bit longer.
In the meantime, you have the integrated graphics on the processor, which is nice that it's there for you.
Can we play the GTAs with it?
You can play the GTAs with it. Can't guarantee how well, but it'll get you there.
All right, and then the last piece of the puzzle here is the hard drive. I wanted to make sure we had a solid-state drive to house the operating system. So we just picked one of these up. It was nice and cheap. It'll get the job done.
Make it nice and fast to load your OS. That's pretty much the main goal of it.
Yep. We will be using an old platter drive that I have scavenged out of a very old PC that I built, and that will also be...
That'll be your cold storage, basically.
There it is, cold storage. So solid-state drives are much smaller than I thought they were. This is my first time actually ever handling one. That's a hard drive, Aaron. A solid-state drive.
Doesn't feel too hard to me.
Zing!
Passes the drop test. That's the important part.
This is a hard drive that I had from my last PC build in the
Circa
mid-2000s.
1992.
It is a Western Digital Green 640 gig. I saved up for months to buy this, and it's done me well. And then fast forward like 10 years, and then this is what we're using, which is way faster and pretty much better in every single way. This is pretty dope on a rope. Check this out.
A little sneak peek
Display window. So again, they paid some very good attention to detail in picking a very slick-looking box with a little briefcase-looking thing. The window. You open this bad boy up, and that is slick. That is going to look good sitting in.
I do like the color scheme, to be honest.
This color scheme is very nice. What do we have here? Is this our graphics?
No.
Is that the
Graphics
audio?
That's the audio and a lot of the storage controllers and everything.
Wow, that is massive.
Yeah, no,
Look at
it's
that.
pretty good. It's got, which is like a decent heatsink to it, which
Yeah.
is good.
We got, this is where the RAMs is going to go.
Yep.
This is our PCI
Yep.
slots. This
There's
is
your,
processor.
Your panel back there.
Heatsink.
More heatsink.
Another heatsink?
Yeah.
Wow. And then those audio caps. Where were those? Oh, no, this is the sound. This is the Corsair sound chip up here.
Yeah, it has actually a separate chip, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then those are those special caps that are most excellent.
What'd you call them, mocaps?
What is this button over here for? There's a power button over here by the RAM.
Minutes.
It has a power button built into it, which is nice. That way, in case you need to do some spot testing, you don't have to hook up everything to your bot case and everything.
And there's little LEDs down there.
Right, it's debugging. It'll tell you error codes. So if you do have any issues, you can look it up with that error code.
This thing is hefty as well.
Yeah,
This is really cool.
They're pretty solid.
Last but definitely not least is the processor. Now, the processor is that big. The box is this big. My question is, what the hell else is in here? I've never bought a processor in a fancy box like this. I think my last one was like a combo kit when it was like
an OEM package of some sort.
Yeah, some sort of crap like that. So I want to see what's in this bad boy. So we have the
installation
guide with your little sticker that you can put on your case to show everybody that you're using an i7. And then this will not be used.
Nope, but it's good for saving just in case.
Yeah, we'll have this around just in case.
Don't touch the goop on the bottom.
Yeah, that's the
thermal interface material.
There you go.
Yeah.
Keeps it from exploding.
Basically.
And then there it is. These have changed a lot too, Beck. Because I remember the one I did had a bunch of actual
pins. Right?
I had to line up perfectly. This is just...
You still have to line it up perfectly, but they don't have pins
contacts
that can break or anything like that as
bend
easily. Yes.
Yeah.
You can still break them, so do be careful. But it's a lot harder than sticks sticking out of it, basically.
How fast does this thing go?
Normally it's at 4 gigahertz, but we can try and get it up higher.
This is 4 gigahertz?
This is 4 gigahertz when it is at load. At load, it'll be at 4 gigahertz.
Oh, wow.
Heavy load, it'll actually turbo up higher, but we'll see what we can do.
What do you think? What would you hope to get out of it?
I want to say at least 4.5, maybe 4.3.
So break this down to me. When I put this thing together and I go into my Microsoft Windows properties and it gives me my Windows rating score, what do you think we're going to be at?
I don't know because that's a made-up number and it doesn't matter for anything.
All right, guys. Now we're going to actually start the PC build. So about 2-3 hours later,
Yep, just about.
this is what we have. The computer is put together to the best of our abilities. Anything that you kind of caught you off guard? You thought was a little tricky?
Orienting the water cooling was a little tricky because this case came with fans pre-installed, so we had to work with that. It was nice having extra fans though, because we were able to move those around.
So we were able to take the fan that was on the back and put it on the top to pull air out the top.
Exactly. Aside from that, it was a reasonably easy hookup.
It was pretty plug and play. There was one mystery 3-pin connector that we eventually found out will connect to the giant fan that is on the door. And then there's actually works quite nice because there's a fan control here, which we'll check out a little bit later. But right now, we just want to make sure this thing turns on. So we hooked it up to our monitor up there. Turn the switch. All right, so there's one.
It's giving us a yellow light inside.
We do have a yellow light on the inside.
A little power button
That's
on
a
the
good
board.
sign. Here we go. I don't hear anything. That's a good sign, I think.
No loud beeping.
So the RAM's seated correctly. Does it still do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they.
Hey, there we go.
There we
Check
go.
it out. On the screen, we have loaded
We have BIOS.
BIOS.
Well, it's telling us BIOS has been reset, so we need to do some more.
I cannot believe how quiet that is.
I mean, you honestly cannot hear it.
Is the fan even running? Yeah, the fan's moving.
Yeah, both of the fans are running. I can see them moving.
Oh, I can feel the airflow too. It's nice. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, you can feel all the fans.
Let's be quiet so the camera can. I'm not gonna lie too. I was a little concerned because everyone likes to have like a little bit of LEDs or some lights coming out of the computer to look cool. This had no LEDs, but on the board itself, it's got some really slick lighting.
Tron-esque stuff going on there.
Yeah. Well, if nothing else, we got it to turn on.
Power's on.
That's a victory in itself. We are going to go run through all the boring stuff of updating the softwares and the firmwares and the whatchamacallits and the operating system. So while we go do that, you guys go eat a sandwich, and we will be back with another video once the whole thing's done.